It's in. Back to Balotelli. It runs for Aguero. They did it! Hazard still on the ground as Charlie Adam goes for goal here. Oh, and he scored!
And was by Stones. Andrew Townsend!
A field of minutes. And Aaron Ramsey starts and ends an immaculate. Trying to find a way through.
Good evening. Welcome to Golden Goal TV. Here is your host for this evening's show, George.
Good evening, guys. Hope you're all doing well. Welcome to Golden Goal TV. Sorry about the dog freaking. Not in the House of Horrors yet. Don't worry. It's a bit of a change, isn't it? So, Hubert, who normally does all this, is actually guide dog training. So, good luck to him. So, I'm hosting. So, poor you guys. But we've changed it up a bit. So, I'll welcome the one and only Abdi. How you doing, mate?
Not too bad, my friend. Not too bad. How's everything with you?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. It's been a productive week.
Yeah, hasn't it?
Feel a lot better than last week. Like 4 games in a week, and a tech conference took it out of me, mate. To be fair,
Mate, you never stop. You always go. You're a busy man.
yeah, not too bad. And also, who's doing the producing, helping? Mate? He's back. He's got one leg. He's still here. Jonesy.
How you doing, guys? Yeah, I'm a bit of a Zach Gowen for the next 6 weeks. So, I dislocated my knee playing football, which isn't great. So I'll be free to do a few shows. So you might see my face around a bit for the next few weeks.
Rest easy, buddy.
We was going to call him with the amount of injuries he keeps getting, but I was going to say party, but that's a completely different road we don't want to go down. But anyway, some of our regulars who do watch, we are doing the preview show quite early, just because I'm here, so we're mixing it, shaking it up as Shane O'Mac would do. So we'll move on to the first game where we're going to go on to City Liverpool. Yeah, it's Liverpool. Yeah, City Liverpool.
Yep. Lunchtime kickoff.
Yes, obviously after the international break, City had their 4-4. Liverpool got a 3-0. I think it was 3-0. 3-0 against Brentford. So
Yeah. Sorry?
How do you think this game's going to go?
It's 12:30 after the international break. It's one of those ones that could be set up to just be like a flat one. I'm not sure if it will have the same frenetic energy and pace as the City-Chelsea game, which was 4-4. Feels like ages ago, to be fair, that game happened, when it was only like last weekend, really. That's what the international break does to you. But it's one of those games where they're both at the top of the table, and they're usually competing with each other. This is usually the go-to game in terms of the title decider. Now, I'm not sure how well Liverpool do for the rest of the season, but at the moment they're doing well. They're eking out the results they need to do. They're pedaling forwards. Have I been overly impressed with them? Not so much, but they're doing what they need to do and they're getting the job done. As for City, you know what you get pretty much from them. I would edge it to City, as they are the home turf, the defending champions, and probably got a better chance in terms of coming back from an international break. I don't think it'll be that high scoring. I think it will be close. So I'm going to probably go with like 2-1 City. 2-1 City. It still should be a good game to come back into, but if it was switched around with the Brentford Arsenal game, and if this was in its original spot of the 5:30 game, I think it would be a bit more tasty. I think they'd be a bit more awake. I don't know. It could be just me being a bit wrong. Who knows? They could go off, but I think lunchtime kickoff after international break is going to be a bit of a low one. So we'll see.
Yeah. So obviously Haaland pulled out of the Norway squad, didn't he? With an injury. Didn't that?
Yes, apparently he'll be fine and fit for it though. I'm not sure if he'll start, but he's fit apparently.
Amazing, that, isn't it? Really. So yeah, I think it'll be a. I was saying to one of my friends who talks Liverpool, I went, I don't think it'll be free flowing scoring and everything. I think that if it's going to be, it'll be a 1-1, 2-1, something like that. I actually fancy Liverpool because I've not really been that impressed with City this season. I think they definitely can score again, like definitely. And it all depends who's fit because I know there's doubts supposedly over Rodri and all that. But
There's no Rodri. That's a big blow.
yeah, that's right. I don't know. Like with Liverpool, it all depends who they play because obviously Diaz and Nunez would have been playing in South America. Yeah, so but like you say, 12:30. The last time I commented on the 12:30,
what happens with that?
Salah won't do nothing at 12:30.
Merseyside derby.
I am not. If you said to me, I'd probably say 2-1. Jonesy, what do you think about the game?
Hi, sorry. Yeah, I just brought Nicky in. He's just arrived.
Welcome to the party, Nicky P.
Hello. I don't know what it was. The link wasn't getting me in, but it worked. Thank you, Jonesy.
No worries.
I'll do in a sec, Nick. But yeah, Jonesy, what do you think about the Liverpool game?
Yeah, I pretty much agree with you guys. It's going to be, I think, a tight affair, especially after the international break. The snooze fest we've had of that. Players come back, and it takes a bit of a while. And then having a lunchtime game, like you say, Abdi, this is the sort of game you want on a Saturday evening.
Yeah.
To let the players bed back into their clubs, but I reckon Liverpool are going to get a result here. I think they've got the ability to hurt City. We've seen City get hurt the last couple of weeks. By us with pace on the wings. Chelsea did it to them as well a couple of weeks ago, even though it was 4-4. I just think if Salah and Jota and Nunez, you can't hit a barn door to save his life, but if they're all
he's
three
chaotic.
Yeah, I just think they've got problems, and I'll just be wary because Haaland doesn't look great. I know they've said he'll be fit for Saturday, but is he fit for a lunchtime kickoff? If it was a bit later in the day or maybe on a Sunday, they might have possibly been able to brush it off. But I'm wary. I think Liverpool might surprise a few people in that early lunchtime kickoff.
Yeah, I think what people for City defensively can be got at. They've not looked.
Yeah.
They've not looked at to me.
I think with the I was just going to say, I think with the Haaland injury, it might be one of those tactical ones where it's like, hey, you got a big game coming up. I'm just going to take a hit now and then afterwards get back so I can prepare all week for it. So it could be one of those ones. You never know. But yeah, we shall see.
I'm kind of inclined to agree with that because, like, no offense, they're not going to the Euros because they're out. So
very disappointing for them, man. They should do better with the sort of players they've got. So,
obviously, Nick, I'll come to you. So, we're all saying that it's going to be a game. Do you agree, or the other way?
I don't think I think it could be tight because fact is early kickoff and fact you don't know what team is going to play with all the South American internationals. But I think Liverpool have the players to. I think Liverpool are going to nick it. I think the players they got going forward can cause problems for Man City. I think they could do both. Both teams can do that, but I got a sneaky feeling Liverpool going to nick this and edge it 2-1 or something like that.
Yeah, cool. If there's any going to just butt in and tell me.
Yeah, we'll do, mate.
The next game we've got is Abdi.
Newcastle, Chelsea.
Got Varcastle versus. Oh, sorry, Newcastle. So yeah, I had to get.
You
That.
got to let that go now, surely.
Hey, I'll let that go when you pressure to it. Anyway,
Damn.
heartbreak situation. But anyway, that's my bias. The presenting out of the way. You won't catch me on my today. So Newcastle, Chelsea. I'll start with you, Nick. Since you support that fair playing team from Newcastle. So, think you're gonna get back to winning ways after that shock defeat against Bournemouth? So I had to get that in.
I was not happy with the result last game, but they did have a lot of players unavailable. But apparently, I've seen on the Chronicle reporting that there could be 4 players back for Chelsea.
Ooh.
So obviously Bruno will be back. Isak possibly be back. And then another couple. Obviously, there's no Lewis Hall because he's on loan from Chelsea, so he can't play. But this is a home game, and I'm pretty confident. Yes, Chelsea have got good players, but in recent games they clicked, but they need to start again. But I'm always optimistic with Newcastle, so I think we will win. But it'll be it'll be 1-2-0 win, and the home crowd will urge us on to get the victory.
Is that so you get your clean sheet in fantasy?
As long as Kieran Trippier gets an assist or goal, then that's fine.
That's the real Nick talking. Right, anyway. So yeah, Abdi, I'll come to you. I'm kind of a bit to disagree with Nick. I think he's a bit cocksure about Newcastle with Chelsea. They play well with the team.
I'm actually going to agree with you on this one, Georgie boy. I don't think it's as cut and dry as Nick is making it out to seem, especially with the injuries they have. I'm not sure. You said you have 4 people coming back. I'm not sure which 4 that is, depending on who. Do you have any names, or is it just
Dubravka or something?
Dubravka?
Well, I know for a fact Bruno's definitely going to be back because he was suspended last game, and then they said They were planning to have Isak back for this game.
Uh-huh. Okay. Well, that does help because those are 2 key players to Newcastle. And I do feel like the home advantage is definitely in your favour in terms of putting pressure on Chelsea. But in the last couple of games, Chelsea have been banging in the goals. Granted, the one against Spurs was bunched up towards the end, but they put the ball away regardless. So I don't think it'll be a clean sheet for either side. I think both teams will score. Newcastle suffered in terms of the last couple of games, away to Dortmund and away to Bournemouth. So they do need to sort themselves out. I'm not sure if the international break will cause a hangover, because sometimes you want to right those wrongs. Like, you don't really want to go into the international break on the back of a defeat because there's not enough time to change that and rectify that result. So it's one of those ones where Chelsea are they have that youthful exuberance about them where they're just going for it at the moment. And Poch is getting them to play together, and they're doing decently. And I feel like they're starting to click and move forwards. So I think it might be a draw. I don't think it will be a win per se for either side. So I'm just going to go over 1-1.
Yeah, I think what people forget is that, unless I'm wrong, Chelsea have scored 10 goals against Tottenham, Arsenal, and Man City.
Yeah.
So
That's correct.
this
And this is the run people said that they'd be struggling with, and they've gotten past. Came out against Arsenal, City, and Spurs with 2 draws and a win.
yeah.
So
like, I'm not particularly a fan of Chelsea. I don't really know anyone who is apart from Chelsea, but I think you have to give credit, and they're only going to get better. Like, who will be back as well. So
yeah, he's been in training before the international break. So
having him, so I'm not saying Newcastle won't win. I know Trippier pulled out the England squad with a personal issue, so that's something you have to keep an eye on as well. Yeah, I actually don't know. Like, I wouldn't bet on Chelsea not beating Newcastle. I think, but like you say, international bet. I'm going to go 2-1 Chelsea. What do you reckon, Jonesy, about Geordies?
It'll probably be a draw, to be fair. I can see a draw because normally when a big team goes to Newcastle, they shut up shop and don't want to play football. So I can't see Newcastle or Chelsea either getting a result. It'll probably be something like a 2-2, 3-3. It could even be because they're both quite good scoring teams. Unless Newcastle pay a bit extra to get a win again, then I can see it being a draw. I'm still sour. I'm still sour, by the way, so I can't really talk about Newcastle.
He's done really well because he's not dropped the F-bomb in there at all.
Yeah, no, I'm being PC tonight.
good man.
Yeah, my 12-minute rant still needs to be beaten, I think. Yeah, we'll move on to
You lot,
Arsenal.
you boys.
Yeah, Arsenal were
They are Brentford.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they switch around the Sky and TNT matches on Saturday.
It's because of they have the packages, so it would have been
Because normally
either way.
5:30 Sky.
Yeah,
But it's not.
but it's just they switched the thing because Man City and Liverpool was supposed to be the 5:30 game, but they switched it because of police wanting them to have an earlier game. So they bend to the whim of the police.
Yeah.
They don't want the Scousers running amok.
we've got what channel it's on.
Sky Sports TNT. Either way, we'll be watching it.
Obviously, we've got Jonesy. I'll start with you because obviously you're the only other fan on here. What do you reckon? Brentford's been a bit of a dodgy one, isn't it, in previous years, apart from. But I think we might be all right. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's a dodgy ground, isn't it, for us? I don't know. We had that off game with that first game, and then we seem to have done well after that against them. It's a hard one. Like you say, we're coming back off the international break. I don't know why Saka and Rice are playing tonight.
Worried about that.
But then again, they're losing, so they probably need them. It just depends who we come and who lines up. It'd be great to see Odegaard back in the squad. I think we've missed him, especially creative-wise. I know we've scored quite a bit of goals with Eddie hat-trick and stuff like that. But it just makes a difference when he's in the team. But I think we've got enough, the two up front, Wissa and Mbomo, they're quite dangerous, and they can score against anyone on their day. But I reckon Saliba and Gabriel are more than able to keep them under control. And I think David Raya will play a huge part as well on the game. I think he's got a point.
He's not allowed to play.
Is he ineligible? Yeah.
Yeah, he's eligible.
I don't.
Yeah, loan. It's loan.
Official because there's a lot of talk breaking today that Arsenal Brentford agreed that he can play. So
That's an interesting one if that happens.
Yeah.
But I was aware that I thought it was like loan moves. Usually you don't play against them.
Normally in the Premier League for loan, it states that they're not allowed to play against the parent club. But in the cup games, they can with agreement.
Yeah, I feel like that's a different thing. I feel like it's Premier League rule rather than something that can be agreed in terms of the league. I feel like cups, you can agree it more.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like he wouldn't be able to, but we'll see.
But if not, obviously Ramsdale gets his moment, and you never
Rambo Jambo.
that leads to Ramsdale maybe getting a tiny bit of a run. I'm not sure, but yeah, obviously, and apparently Jesus is playing for Brazil,
Yeah.
so that's good.
Jesus.
I ain't got to see Eddie and Ketty, so I'm happy.
Yeah, that was one you up with putting him in the fantasy too.
That was just lucky, mate. Like, to be fair, like, Eddie, yeah. Yeah, I think we'll do right. I even think we'll beat him with Kai Havertz at left back. So, I don't know. It'd just be a typical Arteta thing to do. See him play for Germany, score left back, and put him Zinchenko's in midfield or something. I think we'll be all right. Like you say, Jonesy, we've got. I think Erdegaard will play it because I thought he was injured, but he hasn't been apparently.
Yeah, apparently it's a concussion.
Got a concussion because for him.
Yeah, apparently so.
So yeah, all right, crack on, mate. We definitely. So yeah, Erdegaard being back, I think that's really. Like I've said this season, our problem is that number 8 role. I don't think it's not having a goal scorer because I know everyone bangs on about that. If the balls are being put into the box and we're playing that more fluid way, people like Saka, Martinelli, whoever the striker is at the time will get a goal, or Rice will get a goal, or whoever. And that's where I think our issues have been. You take Granit Xhaka out of that team, bloody hell. Rewind 3-4 years ago, I wouldn't have been saying that. But that's my point of view. I might, but I think we got a chance against Brentford. It all depends how we start, because I've not really been confident of Arsenal blowing a team out of the water this season.
No.
So hopefully,
I was Nottingham Forest.
Oh,
I told you what happened there. We literally did.
what happened there?
No, I missed it, mate.
Oh, not the Nottingham Forest one. Sheffield United. Sorry,
Yeah.
Wrong game.
Yeah,
Mixing them up.
Didn't see it. Blame Austin.
Shout out to Austin and his bloody sauna car.
Austin.
Brings a new meaning to Hot Wheels when you get Austin stuff. But yeah, I think we'll probably win about 3-1. I don't think we'll keep, but what I do think, I will come to you about it. But what I think is important with the games that this weekend, Arsenal can get a win, gives them that bit of an advantage where you have Tottenham have got Villa, Arsenal, Liverpool have got City. What do you get? Yeah, what do you think, Abdi, about the whole the game and any other stuff?
I just quickly respond to what you just mentioned. There is a sort of, what did I say, pivotal. It's a big weekend in terms of trying to people close gaps and collect points, because someone out of City and Liverpool will be dropping points, whether it's one of them or both of them. And then afterwards, you got Spurs and Villa. It's close also there as well. We'll get into that more soon. But yeah, it is one of those weekends where you've got people towards the top playing against each other in multiple matches. So opportunities for other people to close the gap, opportunities for Arsenal to take advantage. I think it's a big one for you guys in terms of this kind of game, because these are the kind of games where you need to take advantage when City or Liverpool are playing other big sides, especially when they're playing each other. But I think you'll be fine. I do think the first time that you went there was a blip. It happens. I think most of the big teams that have gone there have lost to Brentford at some point. We got slapped. Liverpool got slapped. Chelsea get slapped. Tottenham. I don't think Tottenham have lost there yet.
No.
City lost there. And then you guys lost there as well. So everyone's lost their bar Tottenham, which is an odd one, but all right. Draws, I guess. But I think you'll be fine. Given your performance against them last season, and then your performance against them at home, which is a touchy one, so I'll kind of skirt away from that one. But I think you'll be okay. I think I do agree in terms of scoreline. I think it'll be 3-1.
Yeah. Nick, what do you think about the game? Nick, what do you think?
Yeah, well, I think Arsenal, it's not an easy game for Arsenal. I think they need to watch their front two for Brentford because they are quite dangerous. And also Matthias Jensen, and then they've got midfield that can supply them. If Arsenal have their best team out, I think they should be all right. I think they will create enough to get a win. I don't think they'll keep Brentford out, but I think Arsenal will score more. So I'm going to go probably like 3-1 win for Arsenal.
Cool. One quick thing I do want to get people's opinions on, and it had to be spoken about. So I'll start with you, Abdi, because I know you're quite level-headed some of the time.
Some of the time, yeah.
So obviously we know what happened at St James's Park. There were some decisions to be desired, and Arteta come out and said what he said. Right,
Yeah.
He shouldn't have said that. So anyone should say what they want to say. But there is a lot of talk that people, well, I won't say people, I'll call them out through they are. TalkSport, that Jim White, Sam Jordan saying that Arsenal be charged alongside Arteta. What do you think about that?
You knew that Arteta was going to get the charge in terms of the way he came out after the game, because you can't really say anything these days. Like, if you say anything against a referee or whatever, or a decision, you will get charged. Even if you have a conversation with the referee and confront him about the decision, you'll probably still get charged. As for the statement from Arsenal, I'm not too sure, man. It's one of those ones. Do I think you should have really put out a statement? Probably not. I don't know. It was one of those ones where the situation happened with Spurs and Liverpool, and there wasn't really anything from your side. I think Arteta even said the referees, they need to be the ones to make decisions and stuff and all this. So when it happens to you, it's one of those ones where it's like, if it's like not good for everyone else, then I'm not sure what the saying is, but I feel like you know what I'm trying to say in terms of if it happens to someone else, it's fine, but if it happens to you guys, then there's an issue. I feel like all football clubs need to adopt the motto that VAR, the way it's going at the moment, shouldn't be allowed to continue in its current format. Things need to be tightened up, things need to be cleared out, and it needs to be a more smoother process for everyone so people get the right decisions. A lot more technology needs to be brought in terms of the semi-automated offsides. I don't know why everyone rejected that. It worked well at the World Cup, and it will slow things down and speed things up, actually, rather than slow things down. So as for the ball being out and the lines and all that stuff, they should probably have like a touchline camera going up and down the pitch. But here's the thing, it's all about money. They don't want to fork out the money, and that's the issue of VAR in terms of they don't want to listen to the criticism. They'll stamp out anyone who says anything negative against them. So it's one of those ones. I wouldn't say the situation at Newcastle was as egregious, because I've not actually said anything on it, but I don't think it's as egregious as it was made out to be. I don't think you could really tell whether the ball was in or out. I do have an issue in terms of they weren't so quick to do that when it was, with United as well. So I'm just like, it's one of those ones. it happens. It's frustrating. Decisions will go against all clubs at some point. It's just going to be one of those ones where it's like it shouldn't be happening, but it will happen against everyone. You have some really bad calls against you. Do I agree with the statement Arsenal made? Probably not. It doesn't really work out the way it should do, but they did it. It is what it is. Should they be charged? I don't think they'll be charged. Arteta probably has already been charged, so we'll see what happens there. But I don't think Arsenal get charged for their statement. I don't think they said anything too egregious. They just said that they support Arteta and they want to work with the referees to make sure that this isn't really more of an issue. So I think it was more of a collaborative effort from Arsenal in terms of their statement, unless I'm getting that wrong.
No, I agree. I'll come to you, Jonesy, back from the Arsenal point of view. What do you think? I asked Abdi.
Where do I begin? There's parts of that, Abdi, I definitely agree with, but I think we've moved on from the ball being out of play to the
foul.
The Jota and Ham.
Yeah.
The Anthony, Ron Weasley, Gordon lookalike being offside.
There was so much going on in that game.
I think that's the problem, where it's not just one isolated incident. If it was one isolated incident, you can suck it up and say, yeah, it happens, right? It's VAR. You see a mistake in every game. But to have four, we'll say four, it was four, to be fair. It was 4 incidences where VAR should have ruled out a goal. The ball, the foul, the handball, the offside. There's not. It's just crazy how the media have jumped on it. There's not one of them instances where, they're agreeing that it shouldn't be a goal when there's clearly evidence there to show it shouldn't. For me, the ball, whatever that happens, angles, all this shit, that's fine. But it's a definite foul because it's hands in the back. We saw it the following week, didn't we? That Saka did it, and it was given a foul. We also saw a European game in the week as well where it was given as a foul. 2 same incidences. After making a statement, I thought, they were justified. We've had enough of it, And I know that Arteta kept quiet when the Liverpool one happened, but what's he going to say? He ain't going to come out and defend the club that he's not the manager of, because people say, why? You can just imagine it. Gary Neville would jump on the bandwagon and be, why is Arteta getting involved? He's not a Liverpool man. You could just see it. So that's why he's probably just kept his mouth shut. And it's now happened to us. And like I say, it wouldn't have been blown up as much if it wasn't. There was 4 incidents. It's 4. Do you know what I mean? It's not 1. It's 4.
I feel like it boils down to the Joelinton, the foul. That's the one that I'm probably say that's the only one for me. It kind of really boils down to. I'm not sure about the handball. The offside, I feel like it is too. Everyone was so bunched up, and you can not really tell that. I don't think there was enough cameras to actually determine where the ball was, the ball was moving, and who touched it first. Even if it was a naked eye, even if someone looked at it from their naked eye, I don't think it's that clear cut to tell how it works. Even with their VARs and slowing things down, and drawing the lines, I don't think anyone knows where you draw a line there. That's the only thing. The foul, I can understand that is subjective. People could say foul or no foul, whatever. But everything else, I think it's a bit more trickier. And I feel like at the end of the day, if you can't actually find like a clear and obvious error in terms of, yes, I know you're going to say the foul is a clear and obvious error, but to them, if whatever, but other than the foul, if you can't find really a clear and obvious error, then you just stick with the on-field decision, which was originally given as a goal. So it's not popular. It was very convoluted. The audio, does it help somewhat? But the foul kind of, that's the only one that I was like, it's a bit dubious.
But you hit the nail on the head there, mate. You said previously, just a minute ago, they haven't got the angles. But this is the best, but supposed to be the best league in the world. We should have that angle. We should have that technology.
We should. We should. It should be better.
And what it just winds me up, mate. It just obviously we've had this. We had the Tony incident. We even going back to the Mark Cucurella hair pull. He didn't want to do it because he didn't want to get his mate in trouble. And I mean, how much more do you need? I mean, if I went into Greg's and ordered a sausage roll and got a vegan one, I'm going to pull him up on it. I'm not going to leave it. you know what I mean? Like,
What's wrong with a vegan sausage roll, mate? Come on, man.
I hate vegan sausage rolls, mate, as much as I hate the PGMOL. But they should be
Fair enough.
They should be pulled up. They should be accountable. Everybody in their job is accounted for their mistakes. You know, a surgeon, he could kill someone.
He should be, yes. He should be. I do agree. There is the issue in terms of. Sorry, go on.
Not allowed to say anything, and then it just gets them. It gets them with a point where someone's going to say something, or do what Iago Aspas done and beat the shit out of the VAR camera on the sideline.
They should, mate. It's a dictatorship in terms of you can't really say shit. If you say shit, you get into trouble, and they tell you move on. The thing is, they can come out and do their sorry, all this stuff every time that they make an egregious error. Like, it's not just happened to Arsenal; it happens to every team. Like, Wolves had some egregious decisions against them. Granted, one of them was my team benefiting from it, but we've had some egregious decisions against us. Tottenham and Liverpool, that whole situation fiasco happened. It's going to happen to everyone. I feel like everyone just needs to unite and just be like, right, this isn't on. This is kind of ruining the standard of the football, and it's killing the competitive nature of everything. And teams are benefiting and not benefiting. At some point, it's just like up and down. It's just like 1 week you're getting something or you're not getting anything, and everything just seems to be going against you. Sometimes it's just like, please just sort it out. Football, it doesn't need to be as convoluted and as complicated as they make it out to be. It's sometimes just a simple game. We just want to enjoy it and get on with the game. I feel like, as I said, everyone just needs to unite and realize that.
Yeah.
Sure, someone can banter someone. Like, if that happened to Spurs, maybe rival fans would banter Spurs and say, "Oh, ha 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 ha." But the thing is, it will just come back round, and everyone else will get an egregious decision. Like ours, the thing that happened to you guys, Spurs might be laughing. Something bad could happen to them in a couple of weeks or so. So you never know. Well, to be fair, the Chelsea game happened, so nothing egregious about that. That was VAR done correctly, but except for the fouls that should have been sent off earlier. It's a weird one, but hey ho, it is what it is. VAR is a mess.
I agree. And I know, George, you probably want to move on, but I just wanted the last thing, as a football, we're all football fans at the end of the day,
Yes.
And I think you're quite right. Arsenal shouldn't have come out and done the same on their own. Imagine there was a group of football clubs together and put out a collective statement. Surely that would be a better message, but
it would be. But they should all go to the what's it? They're all on a panel together. They have those meetings. You have the club executives. They all need to really just sit down and just talk about this and come to a consensus. Because if they all come to consensus and go to the PGML and say, "Listen, we're not happy. Standard refereeing is pretty shit. You need to sort out. What are you going to do about it?" Because if they're all together as a united front, then there's they have to really do something at that point. But if it's just one team, they get singled out.
What doesn't help is the slaphead fuck who's in charge of it all is on a show with Gary Neville and the rest of them. So it's just all bollocks. I don't listen to any of them mugs.
Yeah, it's a bit of bullshit.
But I think, like, my point of view before we move on is just that, like, it's not just, and it don't happen to just one team. Like, I think the Chelsea City game had it with that Kyle Walker.
Yeah.
Right, but what I'm hoping would happen with Arteta and Arsenal now is that it would like start a trend. But that's not happened. No. But and it is a dictatorship, like they're saying now. Anyone who says anything or club-wise can face a ban or disciplinary action. So, and like I've always said, like when you see who's the head of the referee association going in the past and now, I'm not surprised. And Tottenham can't, and I'll go to Tottenham because we're going to move on to them, but they can't say nothing now. Or Harold from Neighbours can't say anything because he's already said that he backed the referees, and it's just the way they play.
And yeah,
mate.
But he can't say nothing now. So, but anyway, that's our.
I don't think he would. To be fair, I think he's just like he just seems like that guy. Like,
He said it before when he was Celtic manager, but he's kept his mouth shut now.
Yeah,
Fair
he
enough.
did start commenting Celtic, man, and obviously, as some people know, I do follow Celtic, but he was known for Scotland when we had him. Like he chased. I remember he chased the light.
He chased the referee down the tunnel. Yeah, yeah.
Fair enough.
That's the way it plays, mate. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
moving on to the next game. Anyway, we could have a whole show on VAR, which we might.
We
do.
could.
So we'll move on to
talk about every egregious decision that's happened this season.
Yeah,
crazy.
So we'll move on to Tottenham against Villa. So I'll start with you, Nick. Obviously, Tottenham have had a couple of bad results since they got crowned champion in October. So
pain.
So yeah, they've got a few in now, haven't they? Van der Ven, Maddison. He is actually injured this time. Romero got sent off, didn't he? I think your doggy might be back. Is he back or?
Yeah, it was a one
he
game
should
ban.
be because his one was 2 yellows.
They've got a few injuries totaling up, haven't they? So
yeah, they also got Richarlison out injured. They got Maddison, Van der Ven. They got Romero not available. So
Yeah.
I
The
think
big hitters, pretty much.
yeah. So I think Villa should be the way Villa have been playing this season. I think they should fancy the chances of beating Tottenham with the players they got: Watkins, Diaby, Matty Cash, and Douglas Luiz McGinn, and Leon Bailey in the squad. I'm going to probably say Villa are going to turn Tottenham over.
That's what I like to hear, Nick. You've redeemed yourself after your silly fantasy comment about Arsenal. Anyway, I tell you, I think Diaby could actually rip Tottenham to shreds if they've got people like Dyer and Ben Davis at the back. What do you think?
Oh God, traumatic for Tottenham fans to have that. To be fair, they did okay in the Wolves game, but I say okay because I can't say anything better than that because it could have been good. They done very good, but obviously what happened towards the end happened, and they lost. So it hasn't been a very good time for Tottenham. Diaby could have a field day there in terms of, and Watkins. I feel like the front line of Villa, they're very fluid, they're very quick, they're pacey, and I think it could cause problems for Tottenham. They really need to get back on track because their season sort of derailed when they hit Chelsea, which is, ironic because it's Chelsea and they both hate each other. But yeah, Spurs home advantage. I'm not sure about Villa away from home. They are very good at home at Villa Park. It's pretty much a fortress for them. But away from home, they've been a bit hit or miss, really. They haven't been as consistent as they would do if they were at home. If it was at home, I'd say Villa could have a field day. But I don't think it will be a high... it won't be a blitz from Villa by any means. I think I'd edge it to Tottenham a little bit. I feel like they need to get back on track, and a win against Villa is a big confidence booster for them. So I think I might edge it to Tottenham as much as people don't like it. I think it will be a close game, but I think Son would be the main man, and I think he will step up when they need him the most.
Yeah, it's interesting because the last two Tottenham results, as a Chelsea one, as a throwaway one, I went, Chelsea will probably batter them like 4-1 or something. And then I said they'd lose Wolves as soon as Maddison got injured. I went, that'd probably be like 2-1, something like that. So, I
What's
don't know.
George going to say this time?
I don't know. I think the Tottenham game eventually, it's interesting because, like you say, they've only really got Son, he's going to be their Lynch player now. What I will say is that
They've still got Kulusevski, right? I think
Oh, he's still there.
He's-
I don't even...
he's still fit. Brennan Johnson. So yeah, Son, Brennan Johnson, Kulusevski. Bentancur's back, so he could play in midfield with like Basuma or Papsar. Udoji will be back at left back, so and then they've got Porro at right back, Vicario. So it's really Maddison in their defence. They're two centre backs, so yeah. Ooh. Yeah, they've lost the creativity spark from Maddison, really. We'll see.
I think I'll go. I never want them lot to win, so I'm gonna go 3-1 Villa.
I mean, it's not wanting them to win; it's just a prediction, you know.
That's a spoiler.
Spoiler. Okay, fair enough. No one
One
knew it could be.
Yeah. One thing I will say, we move on to your system, Joe. Would you? I was in a conversation. I was saying that Madison stock reminds me of how heavily they had Harry Kane. Do you agree?
You're cutting out there, but I just managed to sort of pick up what you were saying in terms of Maddison being reliant, Spurs being reliant on Maddison the way they were relying on Harry Kane, who ironically has scored for England tonight and doing well for himself. You know, so he's flown away and doing the business.
Own goal, I think, mate.
Sorry,
I think it went down as an own goal.
has it? Oh.
Yeah, that's what it says on the text.
Fair enough. I just saw the England tweet because it's an Hurricane scored. So fair enough. Oh well. But still, regardless, he's still doing well for himself. But yeah, I feel like they can be sort of reliant on Maddison, even though he has a bit of a dodgy injury record in terms of when he was at Leicester. It's one of those ones, but he's a fantastic player, and when he's on it, and Spurs are cooking when he gets going, really, and they've been missing someone like that since the days of Christian Eriksen. But now Son really needs to step up and show why he's captain and why he, is the leader of that team essentially. Are they relying on Maddison? I'd say a bit. But then again, we've only seen one game where Maddison hasn't really been playing. Well, one game in this sort of iteration. So we'll see over the next few games how much they miss Maddison, how much they are reliant on him. But I do think it's still a big loss, massive loss.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys are into your South Korean football, but Son went off injured against Singapore.
Oh, okay. Oh, God. All right.
He's a doubt to play against China tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah, it's fun times for Tottenham then, if that's the case.
His knee.
Okay. Well, I'm going to say Villa are going to win then. I'm sorry. If they lose Son, there's no one really there, is there?
Nope.
Come on. Like I was given the chance because Son, I was like he could step up, but if there's no Son, no Maddison, it's pretty much finished. There's no really,
They got Ollie Skip, mate.
Holy Skip. You watch him score now. You watch him score.
Yeah, watch it.
Yeah, so thanks to our reporter Jones. Jonesy, what do you think the score will be?
Yeah, well, I mean, if Son don't play, I think Spurs are pretty much effed this weekend. I can see Villa really going after him, a bit like a wounded animal, and I don't think Spurs have got. Normally, a wounded animal can come out fighting, but I don't think Spurs have got anything to come out fighting with at the moment. I mean, Romero still he's banned, isn't he, for a couple of games still?
Yeah.
And Doggy will no way be able to not control DRB down that flank. So I expect him to be probably sent off again. But no, I just think Villa and Emery will want to really put one over on Spurs. I think it's kind of like a benchmark for a Villa this game. I mean, if they could do well here, that they could be showing the league that they're in contention for that one of them top 4 spots. I think Villa will win it quite comfortably. I think I'm looking at like maybe a 4-1, something like that.
I'll take that. Yeah, I think that people forget that about Villa. Like they are going to want to challenge Champions League.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we'll move on to what was that? Oh yeah, the comedy show.
Comedy show, really?
Batman.
Really?
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
No, let's talk about Everton.
We will talk.
Because actually, there's more to talk about with them than there is with us, to be fair. No? Well, there's always lots to talk about United. We don't. Yeah, it is what it is.
So, obviously, Everton against United after Everton's point deduction. United, well, are United. But
Just
United,
ticking along, mate. Ticking along.
United need to bounce back a bit after they lost in the win yesterday. Just want to try that in.
Shut
it. What do you think about? Actually, I'll start with Nick. Abdi's probably going to go on a bit of a tangent. So, what do you
Probably.
think about Everton? Yeah.
I'm not so sure about this game. Normally you would think Man United win, but the way they've been playing, they have not been brilliant, and they've had even more players injured. So, and Everton will want to. Everton feel aggrieved with the point deduction, and they want to prove it was a wrong decision. But so, the fact is at home, and the fact Everton have been playing well up to before they had the points taken off them, and they've had good results. So, I'm probably gonna go a 2-2 draw in this game.
That's interesting. What do you reckon, Jonesy?
I think Man United will win, to be fair. And I'm not taking piss. I just think Everton are a bit of a. I think they're going to feel very hard done by. There'll be an atmosphere. Is that Goodison, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, there'll be an atmosphere where they're hard done by, and I think Man United could sniff that and just go in for the kill, and I reckon they will. As bad as United have been, there's been spots, Højlund has done quite well, to be fair. He's putting himself about, the goals ain't coming as all at the moment, but you can see there's a striker there, definitely. And, I'm not a Man United fan, but I can definitely give credit where it's due. He will be a good striker for them. Rashford's banned, isn't he? Or, no, he got sent off in Champions League, weren't it? Yeah, no. So,
Yeah.
Rashford needs to... He's the main guy.
Shamelessly.
He's been, it was shameless. He's been very disappointing for United. I could talk for hours on Man United's problems, but it's not my place. I'm not the fan, but I just feel Man United will smell blood at Goodison on Sunday and go in for the kill. And I hate Everton more than I hate United, so I kind of want United to win.
Dang. Fair enough.
But yeah, I can see something like a 3-1 United.
Yeah.
Go on, Georgie boy. You say your piece.
I think it's an easy win for United, to be honest.
Oh, jeez. Come on, man. I literally hate those two words together.
It's because it never happens when I say it.
With us, there's not been such thing as an easy win. Even if there's an easy game and you're like, we're playing someone from League Two, it will not be easy regardless. We just make it hard for ourselves. We love it.
I think Josie's right. They'll smell blood. Like, Everton are going to feel sorry for themselves. Whether they should or not is a different conversation. And I agree. Like, I think there's been a bright spark. I think Rashford's the big issue for me. Like, not him, like just how he's just gone off a cliff. Really, not literally, but I've heard that Luke Shaw should be back. I don't know if he's back for this weekend, but that's Shaw being back if it's this weekend is good news for United. But then they have got injuries, so I'm going to go 3-1 United. Over to Abdi.
3-1. I wish it'd be. Actually, I wouldn't wish 1, but I still. If United score 3 goals, I would love, and I think I deserve, but I probably won't get that because United, they play with my heart. They play with my heart. I know loads of people. They enjoy. They don't like the international break, and they're like, "Oh, let's get back to the real football, the proper stuff." Me, I'm taking it in my stride. I'm enjoying this international break. I'm like, peace, relax, enjoy it. No stress, no worries, just no care in the world. But Sunday, I'm not looking forward. United is United. I look forward to watching United, but after the game, I'll probably regret. I'll be like, why did this have to happen? I have to disagree in terms of us smelling blood for Everton and picking them off. We are not capable of sniffing blood. The only blood we're sniffing is our own because we're cut, and Everton will come for us. It'll be the other way around. Everton will be the ones who come and sniff the blood. I don't know. We don't do too well in terms of hostile atmospheres. Let's say. It is a big week for us. We need to really get the 3 points against Everton and then focus on Galatasaray away, which I'm not looking forward to as well. That's the game I just like. I'm pretty much kind of waving a white flag here, sadly, as sad as it is to say. You never want to be in that position about your team, and you always want to back your team and say, we've got a chance. There's been confident and there's been delusional at one point, so I'm not really being delusional with this one. As for the Everton game, getting back to that, I think it will be a tricky one for us. Our performances haven't, they've left a lot to be desired. But at the moment, we are squeaking out the results in terms of the Prem. The only game that we've lost in the last 5 was the Derby, which was pretty embarrassing and humbling. But aside from that, we won every other game by the margin of 1. So if United were to win, I'd say 1-0. But United don't win by multiple goals. So if it was like 3-1 or something, I would be dancing for joy because firstly, United score more than 1 and win by more than 1. So it's a rarity. It's a rarity these days. By the Everton game, we should have the whole Ineos 25% malarkey stuff officially confirmed. Maybe tomorrow, maybe Wednesday, but probably before Thanksgiving. So we'll see how that tends to affect United. I don't know. I don't think it will affect us too much. It might bring some stability. All this whole sale talk and nonsense. Maybe it might create some instability for Ten Hag in terms of new sort of people coming in. They might be like, we fancy bringing in our own guy. I think they'd be stupid to get rid of Ten Hag at this moment in time because that just destabilizes things even faster. But yeah, we shall see. I think it's going to be a tough day at the office. I want to quickly speak on the Everton side of things, though, because they got their points deducted. Now they're bottom of the table. I feel like if there's any time for Everton and any season for Everton to take this 10-point hit, it's probably this one because they have been picking up points. They've been doing well for themselves, and they've been putting in the performances, getting the results, getting over the line. And then you've got teams like Sheffield United, Luton, Bournemouth have been hit or miss, barring the Newcastle game. They've mainly been a miss. So, yeah, I feel like Everton can make up those points if they, start rumbling and getting on. And a win against United would be a big one for them in terms of kicking off and getting back onto the road away from relegation. Because they'll fine before. They'll comfortably away from sort of as comfortable as you can be away from the relegation zone. They weren't really in it too much. They weren't miles away, but considering they're bottom now. But still, 10 points is a big hit for them. But I still think they'll be okay. Now we'll have to wait and see for what happens with City and Chelsea. It's going to be a lot more convoluted and a lot longer to process through all those emails, reports, files, and the way City move, holding things up. So we'll see.
Quick one, Abdi. If Ten Hag did go, who would you want?
Not a clue in the world, mate. I am tired at this point in terms of the whole vicious cycle of rotating managers. I don't know if I have another one in me. I said that last time that I was on. I don't know if I have another one in me. If Ten Hag was to go, bring in whoever the flip you want at this point. I'm just like, I'm tired, bro. I'm tired. I can't put my energy. I just want us to be good again. Is that so hard to ask? Who done this to us? Did we ruin that many childhoods for this karma to come back around to us, man?
Yeah, you did.
Stop the depression. Stop the depression, please.
Look, I was there at the 8-2. You deserve everything you get. I've got a question for you, actually, to be fair.
Go on.
We hear a lot of this stuff in the media that is, the Glaziers and that. Do you think that, as Man United fan, and Man United fan, really think that is affecting the guys on the pitch?
Is it affecting the guys on the pitch? Well, I think to a certain extent, yes, but for the large majority, no. The large majority, no, because what happens on the field is down to the players themselves, really. I don't think the injuries have helped the inconsistencies in defence, because last season we sort of built off a strong defence. I know we took a couple drubbings in there, but for the most part, most clean sheets in the Prem. Had a good home record. Old Trafford was pretty much a fortress. We pretty much beat everyone there was to beat. But now it's sort of slipped. It doesn't really help when you're playing Johnny Evans and Harry Maguire. No disrespect to Harry Maguire, because he's actually been turning things around for himself in terms of getting back into form. I wouldn't say he's been sensational, but he's been decent enough. But when you're playing Johnny Evans 3 times a week, says it all, really. Says it all where the state of our problems lie.
That's the manager buying him.
I don't think Johnny Evans was brought in to be a starter by any means. Yeah. I don't think you could have foreseen Luke Shaw getting injured, Lisandro Martinez getting injured, the injury problems of Rafael Varane. Granted, Varane is fit and available. I think he is available, that's for sure. Fit, I'm not sure, but he is available. But he was benched the last few games. Some people are saying that there could have been a falling out between the two. I'm not sure, but yeah, some people are looking to move Varane on at some point. It doesn't help that there has been a rotating cast in our defence. We had for a while no left backs, and having to play people out of position. So our whole structure is a bit messed up. But then again, our front options have been pretty much fine all season. Højlund came in a bit late. Martial has been Martial. He, to be fair, hasn't been injured, but then again, hasn't really been on the pitch that much. Rashford is just out of form at the moment. It's one of those ones where he's in a down period, which can last quite a bit of time. So hopefully he can shake off the funk, but we shall see. Mason Mount hasn't really settled as of yet. It doesn't help that it's sort of a rotating cast as well with him. He got injured as well. So yeah, it's one of those ones. Sancho, that issue doesn't help. I feel like Sancho was doing well for himself at the start of the season, but hey ho, is what it is. Manager and him falling out. I just kind of want that situation to be resolved. Either kiss and make up or just move on, really, because we need to sort of focus on something else and just get that issue, because it's like a dark cloud hanging above us. There's always it's a whack-a-mole. You whack down one problem, another problem pops up. injuries, I think, is the main issue that has plagued us this season. We played pretty much non-stop, relentlessly, 3 days a week, 3 games a week. Sorry, for like the whole after the World Cup, pretty much till the end of the season. So, yeah, I think it's caught up with us, and I'm not sure if it's a tactical issue. I do. There are stuff that I have questioned Ten Hag about and saying that's an interesting choice. I don't think I would have done this, but I'm not the manager. I'm just someone who has an opinion and who loves his club, and just wants us to do well. I think Ten Hag is a good manager, and I feel like he can do well. It's just, can he be given the time and the patience and the opportunity to build something that does work? But only time will tell if that happens.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Leave it there with. So yeah, thank you to everyone who's part in the show today. We're going to wrap that up. Hope you've all enjoyed it. You can find us at Gold TV on Twitter, X, whatever they want to call it these days.
Twitter. Screw Elon. Don't say me, please.
Yeah, I'm more call it like Jeremy Kyle at the minute, but yeah. Where can people find you, Jonesy?
I'm around, mainly on Twitter, or X as it's called now. As it says, no Twitter, but yeah, I'm mainly on there at Jonesy86, giving my views about parenthood as well as Arsenal. So jump on,
brother. Abdi, where can people find you, and how many A's is there?
There's 3 A's technically in the handle, but there's only 2 A's in my name. You can find me on Twitter, the Twitter machine or X, whatever, at A Abdullahi 26, at AABDULLAHI 26.
You can even get that on Countdown as well. If you can.
Hell yeah, let's go.
And are you on Twitter, Facebook, whatever?
Nick's gone.
Oh, is he gone? All right.
Nick's on a runner.
Yeah. I think he fell asleep. Ran.
He was like, end the show, I'm out.
It was like, end the show, blood.
End the stream! End the stream!
I think you can find Nick. There's something, so if you want to hear his fantasy views, I'm sure you can.
That sounds dodgy.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Cares about. And you can find me at George AWFC or at Georgie Boy Boom. I'm the red and white, getting swearing notices on Sky Sports for bad language. So
nice.
So thank you everyone for the show. We will be back next week to review what's happened and to see, Abdi, if Man United win, you've got to come on to the show doing a dance.
We'll see.
No, that's what you got to do. And then Jonesy can audio describe it because I can't see it. So
I will do.
We shall see. Okay.
Chicken dance.
Chicken dance.
Cheers, guys.
Nice one, lads.
Cheers, man. Good night.
Good night, guys.